I read something the other day that kind of stopped me in my tracks. From the time you turn 18, you have about 25,000 mornings left. But then it kind of hit me. If you only get 25,000 mornings, that means you only get 25,000 evenings too. I'm 39, which means I've already used about half of mine. And if I'm really honest, a lot of those evenings tended to look the same. Finish work, pick up my phone, go to bed feeling like I wasted my evening, and rinse and repeat. Every day felt like the movie Groundhog Day, and I just felt like I wasn't really living. So if you feel like you've been spending your evenings on autopilot after work, or you're just not doing the things that you actually want to be doing, then let me take you through the routine that helped me finally stop wasting my evenings after work. Starting with the first thing, and that is to actually sign off. I work from home a lot of the time, which means there are zero boundaries. And one thing that I really wanted to work on when I did start working for myself was to really start to protect my evenings. But if you're an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, or you work on salary where you don't really have any specific hours, you're always just kind of like on call or available on email, then I think you know exactly what I'm talking about here. So I've been trying this method that I learned from Cal Newport where you have an actual shutdown routine. And it's really easy, so let me walk you through it. Basically, when your day is done, you should do a couple of things. Set yourself up for success for tomorrow and say out loud, shutting down. And I really like that because it sets a clear end phase. And basically what it's meant to do is eliminate any sort of stressful work-related thoughts that could be lingering into your evening and relaxation time. But it doesn't leave you hanging because you have taken the time to either write out your to-do list or time block your day so you know exactly what you're going to be doing when work starts again tomorrow. So I'm just going to time block my day for tomorrow. So tomorrow's Saturday. It's kind of more of a chill day, but I do have a bit of things going on. So I am just going to get up early and go to the gym. Then I am driving home to see my parents for the weekend. So I've got that in. And then I just put this as optional. If I have some downtime tomorrow, I might edit a little bit of this vlog that you're watching right now. So a little bit meta. But the bigger thing that I had to sort of figure out was what I'm doing on Monday when I get back from the weekend. It's basically a whole day of editing. I've added in a few breaks, some meal times. I do have a run scheduled for Monday that I do not want to miss. That's a non-negotiable. The time that it happens might not be quite as exact. I just know exactly what I'm doing so I can jump right in. Shutting down. But before I do anything else, I am going to do the second step of my evening routine, and that is creating a tweener moment. As in an in-betweener moment that creates a clear transition between work ending and your evening starting. So let's do it right now.
As you breathe in, noticing how the body...
It takes your brain about 23 minutes to fully switch from one task to another. And I know the biggest temptation after work is going to be to switch from your bigger screen to your smaller one. But if you do that, you're just setting yourself up for an evening of overstimulation and drained energy. So creating some kind of low stimulation tweener moment will just give your brain some time to clear all the leftover clutter from the workday. I haven't left the house all day since I went to the gym this morning, so I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to the store. What kind of cookies do you want?
The round ones, the round cookie ones.
With the chocolate in it and the chips?
Yeah, I think they have those in there.
Okay, cool. I will get those. And if you don't work from home, this moment can already be built into your daily routine. It could be your bike ride or drive home from work, where you can do it in silence or listen to music. It can be changing straight into your gym clothes to tell your brain that it's time to get your evening workout in. Or it could just be tidying up your dishes from lunch so that you don't have to worry about it later. The specific activity matters less than giving yourself a moment to change states. This is actually a perfect moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Headspace. This is actually a really cool partnership for me because I actually got introduced to it around 10 years ago when Jeff started using Headspace.
Was it 10 years ago?
Yeah, and I've always really loved that delightful British man's voice.
He's not old.
I didn't say old.
Oh, that's an old British man's voice.
His name is Andy, did you know that?
Yes. He's not an old British man.
Let's do one.
Like, do one?
Yeah, let's do an Andy.
Do an Andy.
So take a moment to sit comfortably.
Sit comfortable.
And when you're ready,
No, not that
just
comfortable.
taking 3 nice big deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose.
Meditation is something I always know I should be doing, but I often have a really hard time sticking to it consistently. But when I do it, I'm always reminded of just how much it can really help. Using Headspace for just 5 minutes a day has been reported to reduce stress and just 7 days improve sleep quality. But Headspace has made it really easy to just pop in and do even just 3 minutes to calm down and check in. How was that?
That's actually a good little reminder. I had a meditation practice for many, many years, and just that couple of minutes was like a reminder of that it feels good and that I should do it again.
Yeah, I've never been consistent with it, but I feel so much better after even just...
Yeah, no, it's very true. I mean, just a couple of breaths and you can feel the difference. You don't need a lot of time.
Same time tomorrow?
No, I like it in the morning.
So if you ever wanted to give meditation a try or just doing something to take a little moment for yourself, you can try Headspace for the next 60 days completely for free if you just use the link down below in the description, or you can scan the QR code right here. That is 2 full months of free access. 2 months, that's so good. Thanks, Headspace. Okay, haul. Oatmeal, chocolate chip cookies. Saving these for after dinner. So even if you don't even have plans in your evening, like maybe your plans are literally to just stay at home and get cozy. You don't always need to be going to concerts, going to the gym, going out to dinners, doing anything fancy to feel like you haven't wasted your evenings. But I think having these deliberate tweener moments really helps to create a transition from work time to you time. Because what I'm not trying to immediately do is sit down and start scrolling. Which kind of brings me into the next thing that I want to talk about, and that is to make a plan. Because not every evening needs to be productive, but you do want to have some kind of an idea of what you plan to do after work. Some nights I have runs planned and I'm going to be active. Other nights, on rare occasions, I have dinner plans with friends. Try to make that happen more often. And other nights I genuinely need just like a calm and chill night at home. But if you don't make that decision ahead of time, then someone else is going to make that decision for you, or it's going to be your algorithm. The whole point of this, regardless of what your plans are for the evening, is to just do anything but scrolling. Because that is always the number one thing that I want to be doing. But if I do that, I just end up down some rabbit hole where I've actually wasted my life watching other people live theirs. Scrolling can be a form of winding down, especially after a tense work day, but you don't want to be doing that the entire night. But knowing what you want to do with your evening is not the same as actually doing it. Doing the thing you said you were going to do when you said you were going to do it is probably the biggest battle, especially after a long and exhausting day after work, where all you want to do is a whole lot of nothing. But I found there was one simple trick that was so critical to get me to stop wasting my evenings after work, and that is just don't sit down. My roommate in pharmacy actually used to say it best. He always said, the hardest lift is your butt off the couch. And once I'm there, yeah, my willpower totally melts right into the cushion and I'm a goner for the night. So we're not doing that anymore. And I need to get ready to go out to go to dinner with my friends because I am working on not wasting my evenings, especially in the summer. I feel like it's really easy to let life pass you by if you just give in to how tired you feel after work, especially on a particularly draining day. And I think once you get into a cycle of coming home feeling exhausted and then just giving in to the little dopamine hits and scrolling, not seeing your friends, not socializing, it actually makes socializing later and not wasting your evenings a little bit harder to do. But I'm gonna go have a nice dinner with my friends and I'm gonna dress up, have a nice meal, and it's gonna be good. You know, maybe you don't want to do things that cost a lot of money. Like going to dinner isn't cheap, you know? So like maybe you can go on a walk with your friend or do an exercise class. I was literally talking to my colleague today. She was saying her plans tonight were literally to go out and get a little coffee with her friend and just walk around the city for hours. And she was saying that they had never once gone to dinner together. They just hang out and go on walks. And that's enough. That's enough to fill your cup and to not waste your evening away. You can pull the millennial cat eye wing out of my cold dead hands. I will not stop doing them.
And yet at the same time, it sets up a framework in which the mind can sort of let go and unwind, so we move.
Let's get dressed. If you dive into the thing you genuinely want to be doing immediately before sitting down, it will be a lot easier to get over the temptation to get into relax mode first. Yes. Okay, let's go. Okay, that was such a gorgeous night. I didn't film in the restaurant, but my cup is full. And guess what? It's only 8 o'clock. The sun's still out. Feeling good. Like, what would my night have been tonight if I just decided to stay home and watch TV? It would have been like every other night that I spend doing that. This is a memory. It's something to talk about next time I see my friend. Worth it. Always worth it. It's like going to the gym. You never want to go at the beginning, or you want to back out, or you want to stay in your comfort zone. Then once you go, you're always glad that you did. So here's the thing about a really good and realistic evening routine. You are still going to want to rot, and I think all of us will. But I think it's important to make sure that you connect first. Because I notice that when you're tired, it's really easy to spend the entire evening beside someone that you love without actually spending any time with them at all.
Ooh, just a little still.
So Jeff and I have been making a deliberate effort to spend some time together before we decide to go our separate ways in the evening on separate screens. Connection doesn't have to mean doing anything elaborate either. It could just be eating with your partner while watching your favorite show together. Or things like going for a walk, playing with your kids, or doing an ordinary task like cleaning together while you chat about your day. And having that communication and routine set up front has really actually helped us feel more like partners and not roommates. All without feeling guilty about wanting to have our own downtime or be by ourselves. Because if you're both away at work for the day, then your evenings are often all the time you have together. So it's definitely a balancing act. Have a closing shift. One of the biggest lessons I had to learn is that if you don't have a good evening routine, then you're not going to have a good morning routine either. Which is exactly why I started implementing a closing shift. Basically, this is just a series of small habits that you can do every single night to set yourself up for a good sleep and an even better morning. I like to think of this routine as taking care of your future self. So doing things like tidying up the kitchen and running the dishwasher before bed so you don't have to wake up to a stressful mess in the morning, or picking out your gym outfit the night before so you don't have to figure out what to wear at 6 a.m. If you look like a highlighter if you run, you go faster. I like to shower at night to prime my body for sleep, and I really like to take my time with my skincare routine instead of rushing through it or, let's be real, not doing it at all. If I don't do any of this, I'm usually kind of a disaster in the morning, and it basically sabotages any hope of productivity I have for the next day. And that is when you really risk wasting your evenings because now you're legit too tired to do anything. So a good closing shift will really stop that negative habit loop. I'm trying to read this book, and I think I just need a story. I don't know if I actually want to learn anything before bed, so I need some recommendations down below. Good night.